This is Rikki's Quickies. Power 106, Big Boys Neighborhood. Rikki Martinez here with Lupe Fiasco. Lupe.
Yeah.
Hi.
What up, Rick?
Okay, let's talk about, first of all, I've seen a lot of momentum with this new record, the next to it, You and Ty Dolla. I love this record. And the thing that I mentioned to a lot of people is, of course, I'm a fan of Lupe Fiasco, and I know how complex you are, but when you can really simple it down but still give a good concept record, you can come through with, like, speak to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whereas I feel like sometimes with Lupe Fiasco music, it's like wine. You have to have that acquired taste or even just that want to even listen more. Mm-hmm. But I feel like with this record, it's kind of like super mass appeal. Was that the intention with it? To kind of get it to everyone?
No, not really. Just making music, you know. Mm-hmm. Try and just make what we feel. Me and Ty, me and Ty made like 7 joints.
Jeez.
So this is just the one that stood out. So
right.
there's other joints that are deeper. There's joints that are more conceptual. There's joints that are way more playful. I think it was just that this the one that spoke the most to us, that we felt was kind of the best foot forward. So we just kept this one until, for the album.
Right.
So there's, I don't really look at it like that too much.
Okay.
Just like this is just another joint, that we put out that people, they either dig it or they don't.
Right.
But most people dig it.
Yeah, a lot of people dig it. It's super catchy too. Now, and I kind of mentioned to you the record that you have, especially today, we're kind of celebrating the album release for our guy Absol with his These Days, and you're on World Runners. I know you guys even coming together. You can tell. Like, to me, it's like two like beings. Like, I really feel like you guys have like the same sort of spirit with each other. Is that vibe just like natural when it comes to you, or is it something that's like, okay, I'm doing this record for this artist, or is it just more than a friendship over anything?
I don't know. Soul's the homie. I try not to look at it as a protege mentor piece, but more just kind of like an equal piece. I actually try and put him ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? As far as like in the caliber of how you look at people.
Right.
I always tell Soul, like, dog, you're bigger, don't be me, be bigger than me.
Yeah.
And I think he's accomplished that in a few different ways. But more so, Soul's just like the homie, coming out of the studio. We did a bunch of records together too. Might do some more, but it's just, for me, it's like when you get into a zone with somebody, you can just constantly make good records. You just keep making them until you don't make them, till it don't work anymore. But yeah, Soul's the homie. So do you prefer that? Do you prefer being in studio working with someone over kind of like hey, I have this record, let me email it to you? Because I know at the end of the day, that is the more convenient route to go, when it's like email it, send it over, record it. But if you could get into studios, is that like your best? Is that ideal for you? Perhaps. It depends on the person. Then it depends on what it's for. There's certain things that are just for the sake of the commercial appeal, which don't really have too much soul, pardon the pun, in them. And then there's other things where they're just works in progress. You want to just, sit in with somebody or try and sit down with somebody and pick their brain. And, if they're willing, to do the same, then you'll get that. Some people don't have the time to do it. Some people don't have the interest to do it. So when you do find those people where it's a mutual kind of want to kind of sit down and build and collaborate, you try and exploit that as much as you can. So, situations like that with Ty, me and Pharrell used to be like that to a certain degree. So when you just got them people that's down to sit with you and put some stuff together, you just do it. So it depends, but there's other joints where you gotta send it to people, right? Because they're in London or something like that. Now, I know I was talking to somebody about this the other day. This time of year, like this time around last year, we had a lot of releases. We had like from Cole to Kanye to Mac Miller, just all around the board, a lot of big releases from what we were hearing from Jay-Z and Drake. And I feel kind of like I think we were super spoiled last year, and this year we're kind of feeling like that drought. But your music has been something like, we can look forward to. Do you feel like you're feeling that, like, okay, this is going to be my thing? Everybody's doing my seasons. It was Jay-Z season, it was Yeezy season. Is it Lupe season now? No, we were just playing with the idea of like Tetsuo season, but not really. You know what I'm saying? It's more so let's just get this out, before the fall, so we can put out the next one so I could be done with this company. You know, that's where we're in right now. We're just trying to get albums out so we can get off the label. And if it happened to fall into, you know, an ill kind of space where there's other albums dropping, then so be it. If it's not, if we're just kind of like sitting out there by ourselves with a piece out, then that's cool too. You know, it ain't really no big rhyme or reason, you know, behind it. But again, you know, people buy into that, so you let the marketing people feed that too. You know, like, yeah, okay, cool, it's Tetsuo season. Let's go. You know, get people excited or not, it's all good, but not really, you know.
Yeah. I think, but the thing with you is like, and I know I've heard like okay, after this album I'm just gonna stop, or I'm gonna kind of pursue other things, and I feel like you're such a voice though. Like, I feel like people want, like, I personally love hearing your music, and I look forward to it as well. I feel like kind of like stopping is like depriving us, which of course you do for yourself, but people look for stuff from Lupe, you know what I'm saying? And like, I know you're creative, period. Like, from when you were doing like that Twitter novel to like different things. Like, I know writing a book was something that you were speaking about last time you were in the neighborhood. Are these the other routes you're going?
I don't know, perhaps, you know. It all depends on what makes sense, you know, if the opportunity's there to pursue it in a real big way. Some stuff I just do just to do, just to get it out the way. You know, I don't really try and feed myself into the expectations of like other folks, you know, because they could set you up for a failure, you know what I'm saying? Like, chasing those fans who are like, yo, we really want da-da-da-da-da, and you put it out and they don't buy it, you know what I'm saying? So that puts you in a funky spot. So it's more so, you know, for the next, like, this next kind of phase, it's just to do what works, you know what I'm saying? And we always been able to put out stuff that works, even in the midst of all of the nonsense. You know, we still have a proven track record of putting out joints that work. So that's where the focus is now. Let's put out what works, you know. And if the fans dig it and they draw to it, cool. If they don't, cool. You know, as long as it works is where we were trying to like make sure that we don't fall into a trap where we're kind of living up to the expectations of people that don't support in a financial capacity. Because we still gotta pay the bills. Damn, you know what I'm saying? It's real. You gotta pay the bills. I know
a lot of artists nowadays are kind of going into the scoring, like whether it be like Pharrell with Despicable Me 2, whether it be A$AP Rocky with Divergent. Is that something Lupe would get into too, or have you?
The opportunity presents itself, you know, to go beyond just doing music for a soundtrack, but scoring is a whole nother kind of piece. We got offered like a piece to do for like a little indie film. But you know, it's something that has to be something that's like really well planned out and well thought out, you know. And sometimes you just don't have the time that it takes to be immersed in a project and put music to it to that degree, you know what I'm saying? And then pulling in all of the assets that you need to pull it off properly. So, you know, fortunately, you know, people like Pharrell kind of had the time to do that, and other folks, even A$AP, you know, with Divergent or whatever. But when you're trying to put an album together and manage an empire to a certain degree, you know, the clock ticks away from you, you know.
No, I know especially like for you, you're a world artist. Like, you go from Australia to the UK, everybody knows Lupe music, everybody has that love for Lupe. I think more so seeing with what's going on in the World Cup, we're kind of like tossed into different cultures, and for you to be a part of the USA team and the World Cup, does that kind of take you to different places and kind of you can see how other people are embracing your music?
Not really. I don't really I don't see no other team. You know, I'm the type of dude, when I get behind something, or I'm loyal to something, you know, I'm loyal to a folk, you know, so I don't even see no other team. You know, for me, it's just how can I support, you know, my team, my boys, and make sure that they're good. And, you know, from my capacity as being the music director, and put out music and supply them with music, or surround the kind of the whole movement with some music that inspires people and pushes people to believe, you know, in the team. So it came from mission, you know, so mission being that, you know, if I had $1 for every time my back was against the wall, I could have died, but I came out fighting. You know, that speaks to the U.S. men's team as far as their relationship in world soccer. They're always the underdogs in comparison to whomever. So I made it a point that when I came in, you know, and I put that jersey on with my name on the back, is like, you know, I don't see no other team.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see no other countries. I don't see no other cultures. You know, I just see, you know, U.S. men's national team, and that's it. Until we not there no more.
Right.
You know? And then I probably won't even watch it after that. You know, but, you know, that's just how I am, you know. So I don't really see, I've been around the world. I know these other cultures. I've been to a few of these places. You know, I've seen their cultures. I've been there multiple times. Yeah. You know, but when it come down to, like, you know, we got to win, none of that matters to me anymore. Yeah.
I know, like, I was looking at the Twitter and everything when the U.S. was playing. You really have some great pictures of watching the soccer game. You do it from the rings to the chains to everything. Was that meant to just be funny? Are you, because I know.
Yeah, you know, people try and stunt on Lupe for whatever reason. But they forget, like, you know.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm rich. I'm cool. You know, like, let's not get too out of our pocket, you know, when you talk to me. I just choose to hold, you know, that part of me back for the sake of not putting it in your face, you know, but I can put it in your face. Right. And so for me, it's like, perfect. This is a perfect opportunity. Niggas want to get out here and talk crazy. Fine. You know, I'll put on every watch in the house. You know, and don't pull it because the chopper is here too. Right. You know, so that's just me playing the game. Unfortunately, you know, we live in a culture, you know, where people feed into that. Yeah. And I have no problem going there with you. I just choose not to do it because I don't like the attention, you know. But at the same time, too, I have no problem.
Yeah, you can if it tends to go there. Yeah. I think that can happen too. Like, I see it when people kind of come at you on Twitter, like, and you have the best responses. I feel like a lot of people are like, damn, at whatever you get them back with. But that move for you to reply, is that something that you're as well on that same tip? Like, okay, I'm not this person, but I can go there right with you if you want to, like, slander or if you want to come at me a different way.
Yeah, because I feel like people like to start tidal waves. You know, a ripple can turn into a tsunami if you let it. Right. You know, and I don't have the patience for that, and I don't have the real headspace to deal with that. So when things arise, I try and nip it in the ass as quick as possible. Because people will try and reach outside of their internet. You know, people will let that 300 retweets or whatever of somebody popping to pull something with you, and you know, you see it. You know, you see the piece with Schoolboy Q getting his truck shot up. You know, ain't no telling how that started. And there was no reason for it to happen. There was no beef. There was no arguments. It was just like, when I was in Salt Lake City, you know, this crazy white bitch came and just started throwing on the stage. You know, so it's like, you know, and you don't know where that came from. It's unexplainable. So whenever you can get on a grip or somebody popping crazy or somebody doing something out of pocket extraordinary, for one, you expose them so people can see, you know. But then at the same time too, you let people know, like, you know, however you want to take it. You want to ball out, you want to shoot it out, you want to fight it out, like, wherever you want to take it, you know, it's, the possibilities are endless for you to participate in that. And it's just like a self-protection kind of piece, because if you let people get too comfortable with you thinking that it's all a game and they can come out and say whatever they want, and they wind up getting you know, it's like, you know, I don't want that for you. I'd rather you understand you got a misinterpretation of who I am based off some skateboard song, and that's cool, but come to my house, I'm gonna kill you type, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them. So it's an interesting kind of play that you got to do on this Twitter game. I wish I didn't have it. You know, I tried to delete it like multiple times.
I know.
It won't let me delete it.
Or even like block people out. You can't do that anymore?
Twitter won't even let me delete it.
It keeps calling you back?
Nah, I tried to delete it.
Right, the app itself.
Nah, Twitter, period, the whole account. And Twitter has it where they won't let me delete it.
Your account?
Yeah, they won't let me delete it. You know, they make money off of it now, so they wouldn't let me delete it, and I was just gonna turn it off, because then you got other people that come in and tweet for you, and it's like, I'd rather just be ghost and not be with it at all. So when I do gotta kind of be in it because it's there for U.S. soccer or whatever, you know, you get a reaction, and I'm the type of person where I can only ignore so much, you know, and then that trigger clicks in the back of my mind, and I get back on my hood shit, and then it's just like, okay,
just remember,
I'll play this game with you, you know, but at the end of the day, it's all foo-foo, man. That's all weak.
Do you think that we're too close to our artists or our celebrities as fans and as regular people? Like, we have these outlets now where we can talk to you, and we can we can let you know our thoughts. Do you think that's something that maybe we shouldn't have for a reason or another? Granted, it's a beautiful thing, but it can also be something like that. Something that leads to either people kind of taking things serious to an extent where something can happen in person, or where it's kind of like it can hurt. Obviously, bad things hurt people. Like bad word said hurt people. So do you think that might be something that's too close as far as like the internet goes?
Yeah, I always said that. I think the internet's the devil. I think it empowers the weak, but empowers the weak who really want to be tyrants. Mm-hmm. And it gives them the opportunity, you ever see Gundam Wing?
Yeah.
Where you got like the small humans can get in these giant robots and just start destroying shit. I think that's how the internet is. We got these relatively weak people who got a mouth, who can say whatever they want, and the internet amplifies it. And if you're a meek person, not weak, but meek, but you're very strong, the way your reaction is gonna get, either you're gonna be seen as being overreactive or what have you. But I always say, like, it depends. It's good for certain people, right, for certain caliber of artists who can kind of separate themselves or not even come in. I still don't use my Facebook page. I've never posted on Facebook ever. I don't even know how to use it. But it's bigger than my Twitter page. But I don't even care what happens on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So it's like certain pieces of the internet are cool to have to spread the word out. But I would rather it not. I would rather just still be them 2004, 2003 when it wasn't no internet. Yeah. And when I say it wasn't no internet, it wasn't no internet like this.
No social networks no Twitter, like that. Yeah.
You had to be logged into a message board to talk shit. So I think, but for certain artists, it's great. For certain people who feed off the nonsense and can navigate it, is fantastic. For other people who don't fare so well in those kind of environments. Mm-hmm. And I'm not really a social person anyway. So social media is just I'm still not really. It's just an interesting piece. Some people it's good, some people it's not so good. For me, I don't think it's good. Personally, I'd rather not have it.
Do you think it'd be easier for you to make art had you not had it?
I think the internet made me dumb. I mean, when I first got my first laptop, it just like everything went away. It was like I was just so focused on this stupid ass machine. And I always said that when I got my first laptop, Apple, I was like, yo, this shit is making me dumb, and then it becomes addictive to a certain degree. So, I've always had a hate relationship, with the internet and technology like that.
Jeez. No, Lupe, I know that you, beyond anything, are a great artist and you make great music. And I feel like the people respond to your music like they don't respond to any other artist. Like whether it's gratitude or whether it's inspiration, I think you can go those lanes, and you can also, like you said, kind of go to neck with people, like if you really wanted to on music. Yeah. And I just feel like I don't want Lupe to ever stop, but it's not up to me. And I kind of like, I'm feeling this energy right now, and it just sucks, dude. Because I feel like Tetsuan Youth haven't even heard all of it. But I just have what I've seen when you're in concert doing the Tetsuan Youth preview, what the songs that are coming out, the collaborations you're making, the input that you put into the culture is so important to me. Like, I feel like you're super vital, but I feel like maybe that might not translate sometimes with people.
Yeah, so you can't be everything to everybody.
Right.
And personally for me, I'd rather just be done. I'd rather just walk into the sunset and be up out of here. Unfortunately, my record label, keeps me in a position, and the greater drive is to get off my label so I can get out these contracts, as opposed to just retiring under these contracts and being with these people. So that's like the greater drive to get it out. It's not even about, let me please the fans, let me do this, let me get the label. And that whole process is what it is. That takes time. You're in it for another 2 years. You got to wait 9 months between release dates. Then you got to worry about all the extra nonsense they put you through. And that wears you down,
Right.
But you fight through it, get paid for it. You keep it moving. You send your sisters to school.
Right.
It has its benefits at the same time too, but you always get faced with these, is it worth it? Is it really worth it type situation? Some days it is, some days it's not. And tomorrow will be a different day. Keep it moving, but yeah, I'm almost done.
Yeah. And next
You
to it
know.
is a good song. Tattooing Youth is an amazing album. I'm already sure of it. Thank you, Lupe, for stepping into the neighborhood. Always great talking to you, man.
All good. Appreciate you, baby.
106.
Special thanks to Robert Wayne Footwear and Doc Martin.